Hey guys, Joan and Zen from Little Prince.
And we are making some beautiful succulent pumpkin decorations today.
Yeah, we thought it'd be really fun to show you guys kind of how these are made. There's a couple different techniques. One is they're actually planted. That's not my favorite technique. It gets really soggy and gross. So these are gonna last a lot longer.
Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of plant them up as centerpieces. So actually not even really planting them, just kind of gluing them to the top, and it'll last for months.
Right.
All the way through Thanksgiving if you let it.
Right.
Keep it out of the sun.
You can put them outside, inside. We have some different choices here. We chose some tender succulents, which actually are not hardy in our area here, which is zone 8. But if you have them on a protected porch, they'll actually do fine. And once you're done with your pumpkin, you can actually plant them up and grow them on. These are hardy tender succulents, which will do fine outdoors in our area. Same thing, you can plant them up after you're done. And we also have some air plants. And then these are some choices for kind of your base. We think it's kind of smart to put something to start with, just because as you're planting, you'll see there might be some orange pumpkin poking through. It might be just better to have just a base here. And these are some choices that we came up with. Sphagnum moss.
This is Excelsior, which we actually use to package our plants when we ship them. So it's finely shaved wood, right?
Yeah, they call it wood wool. I mean,
it's awesome. It kind of looks like straw to me. It's very fall-like. And then that is a Tillandsia, but it's also Spanish moss. I learned recently they're the same thing. So this one's still alive, but once it's dried up, it's Spanish moss.
We're going to use Oasis floral adhesive, mainly because that's what we have here at the nursery on hand, but you could also use hot glue.
Anything that just kind of holds it while you're putting it together. So yeah, let's get messy.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to use sphagnum moss as my base.
Use Excelsior.
And I'm probably going to just kind of smush my glue around. This is Oasis adhesive, and it is no joke, you guys. If you're using this, it's very, very sticky, very tacky.
Be careful.
We'll never let go. It's long-term relationships.
Oh, it's got a smell to it too.
Zen was saying earlier, you could take this stem off if you wanted to, off your pumpkin. I'm gonna leave mine on.
Because once you put all the succulents on, you're not gonna see it anyways. It might help you kind of
right, unless you have, you know, a ginormous stem. You can use, we chose Cinderella pumpkins just because we think they're super cute, but you could use a regular pumpkin, any kind really that you want. The rules to this are there are no rules. No rules.
I like to kind of get rid of a lot of the dirt because you're basically going to be using this as your media, just protecting the roots. But you can even just snip them.
Yeah,
like
I'm just going to
doing.
cut mine. This is a sedum. I chose, one of these is sedum ruby mantle and one is dragon's blood. I'm pretty sure this one's dragon's blood and this is ruby mantle. And I kind of like that it has a stem. I'm going to kind of use that to my advantage to kind of glue the stem on.
Mine's going to be too messy. I think I'm going to go the snip route too, so I don't have to brush all the dirt off later. And yeah, succulent cuttings, you actually want to harden them off a little bit before you replant them. So this is perfect. They'll start to even grow little aerial roots as you're going through and taking them off later once the pumpkin has reached the end of its life.
Right. I'm gonna mix tender and hardy because I just do whatever I want. So these are sempervivum, also called hen and chicks. I chose these particular pots because they were full of babies, so it's gonna be easy to get a lot off of there.
Every single one of these will make new babies eventually.
I just pulled this baby off of Gold Nugget, and look, the baby has babies. This variety turns yellow and red in the winter. It's so unusual and beautiful. It's one of, I think it might be the only patented sempervivum. But you can tell this guy right here that's green has not gone through a cold season yet, and this one probably has. So that's why you're seeing the color difference. And some change color throughout the year. I mean, sometimes around here, it gets even hard for us to identify which one's which, because you walk in the greenhouse from month to month and they look completely different.
Yeah, winter color, summer color. This is a pickle plant, Delsperma echinatum, I think. But look at the fun little hairs on the leaves. And it gets a really pretty yellow flower. It's one of my favorites.
I'm gonna try to work with a cactus here. This is a mammillaria. And these little balls will just roll right off and then start a new plant. So this may be a disaster when I try to do this, but we'll just glue it back together.
They're not super pokey. That's what I love about this cactus, is there are like thorns on it, but they're kind of flattened, so you can handle it without destroying your hand.
Yeah. This kind of looks scary for Halloween. How are we doing, Clark? What do you think?
They look amazing.
Want some more red? I think my strategy is just to mix all the colors.
Yeah.
I love yours, Joan. It's so cute. Succulents are a great craft for something like this because they just last forever. I would keep it out of direct sun though. Again, if you put it outside, put it on a porch or something. You could even keep it inside if it's, you know, kind of bright, but more of a front porch decoration.
I would agree. And if you do have it indoors, these are going to want to probably start to grow if it's warm in your house. If it's outside, it's kind of getting cool around here. They'll kind of sit tight for you. Another option is kind of like bring it inside if you're having a dinner party, and then just pop it right back outside. I'm getting the
glue everywhere. Me
me
too.
and eventually my hands are just going to be stuck together. So you could have worn gloves, you know, that's also an idea.
Yeah, we like to get our hands dirty.
I do.
These are Haworthia Super Big Band?
That's actually Alba.
Alba.
I kind of felt guilty using it for a pumpkin because I just think that one's so cool. But that's another thing. Use the plants that you love because you can reuse these. After you're done with your pumpkin, even though we're gluing them, pull them right off, set them in the soil. They're going to root for you.
Haworthias are my favorite succulent for indoors. And there's so many varieties that don't even look alike. It looks like a completely different plant, but it's just another Haworthia.
Yeah, they're so, like Zen was saying, so good for low light situations where you have problems getting things to grow. I was thinking I was going to work an air plant in, but I think these are all too big. But you could, you know, you can use an air plant too if you want.
Or an air plant's baby.
I could use an air plant baby. I don't
they make
think
babies after they bloom.
I don't. So the rule with these is I think you want them to be 2/3 as big as the mom, or 1/3 as big. A third as big as the mom before you remove it, because I can just pull this apart. But I don't know. That's not a third to me.
No,
I would wait.
It's a baby.
It's not ready to leave the nest, so we're just gonna let that lie. These are a string of dolphins. It looks like a little dolphin.
I love those.
When it's jumping, Zen's putting some on hers. It's really cute.
Let's see. Yeah, I think anything trailing would look great because it'll kind of cascade over. I might even use my living Spanish moss just to kind of drape over the edges.
How do you know when to stop?
When you run out of room.
I don't know. I feel like I possibly could stop, but I don't want to.
Let's see. Ooh.
My pumpkin is kind of leaning to one side, so I would kind of think This is the face.
Mine is too, yeah. It definitely has a face.
So I'm gonna build it up kind of on the back here.
Perfect. Oh, hello, honeybee.
Oh, you guys may notice we are surrounded by sunflowers. We planted how many?
Thousands. I don't even, this is at least an acre.
You can see Clark, show the office if you can. You can see the office over there. If you look out that top floor, you just see a sea of sunflowers. It's so beautiful out here. We thought you guys might get a kick out of seeing it. I do. Makes me happy to come to work every day and see these beautiful sunflowers.
There's so many honeybees. They're
Yeah.
just like
Very pollinator friendly environment going on, and we kind of got a late start to our spring. It's just so fun to see this all kind of happening right now.
Let's see, I want more red. Stealing these. Usually go high contrast, so I chose like bluer colors to contrast the pumpkin, but since my media here is really light, it all blends in, so I'm gonna slip some more red in there. High contrast.
Okay, my pumpkin's a lot smaller than Zen's, so I'm gonna have to call it, but
Great. Ran out of room.
yeah. One good thing about this Oasis glue is that you can kind of get an instant. Oh, you done too?
I'm done too.
Ta-da! You really get instant. What am I trying to say? It's not gonna fall off.
Yeah,
you don't have to wait.
And unlike hot glue, it's not like hard to use.
Yeah. Anyway,
but it looks awesome.
thanks for sticking with us, you guys. If you have any questions, pop them below, and we'll get you answered.